The movie Boneyard, directed by Asif Akbar, draws from the disturbing real-life events of the West Mesa murders, where 11 women's lives were tragically cut short, a haunting enigma that continues to captivate and intrigue the community. The thriller action movie was released on United States on the 5th of July 2024. Boneyard follows the gruesome discovery of 11 women's bodies and an unborn fetus, shocking the city to its core. A determined police chief and a relentless detective team up with an FBI agent to track down a cunning serial killer responsible for the chilling skeletal remains. As their investigation unfolds, conflicting agendas and approaches spark tension, weaving a complex web of suspicion and casts doubt on everyone involved. When a woman stumbles upon a human bone while walking her dog, it sets off a chain of events that leads the police to excavate the area, uncovering the gruesome remains of 11 women and an unborn fetus. Police Chief Carter pairs Detective Young and Ortega to join force and investigate the case. Being a high-profile case, they are merged with an FBI agent, Agent Petrovic, to look into the gruesome discovery. As they delve deeper into the case, they discovered that most of the victims were sex workers. Agent Petrovic, with his keen instincts, profiles the killer as a 30-something Latino male who probably believes he is on a mission to rid the world of perceived sinners, targeting those that he sees as temptations. As the investigation unfolds, personal connections that fuel each character's drive to solve the case emerges. Agent Petrovic's relentless pursuit is rooted in a tragic past, having lost his daughter to a criminal he was tracking, and that he is determined to prevent another family from suffering the same fate. Meanwhile, Detective Ortega's fervent dedication to the case hides a heart-wrenching secret: his missing niece, a sex worker, may be among the Boneyard victims, and he is racing against time to confirm his darkest fears. As the investigation gathers momentum, the spotlight falls upon several suspects. One of them is Weird Caesar, a dubious character who seems to have connections with some of the victims and is often seen prowling around young women. Another suspect is Tate, a former cop with a history of corruption who allegedly traded favors for sexual encounters with sex workers. With the media dubbing the killer the Bone Collector and sensationalizing his gruesome exploits, the investigators face a ticking clock to crack the case before he strikes again and further solidifies his notorious reputation by claiming more victims. The thriller masterfully explores the darker aspects of human nature, exposing the vulnerabilities and exploitation of marginalized communities. The story delves into the personal toll of trauma and the unwavering dedication of those seeking justice and raising important questions about society's failures and the consequences of our actions. Through its intricate plot and complex characters, the movie sheds light on the harsh realities of a world where some lives are deemed disposable. It highlights the resilience and strength of those who refuse to be silenced and the determination of those who seek truth and justice. The themes and messages in this movie lingers after the movie ends, leaving the audience with a lasting sense of unease and a newfound appreciation for the importance of empathy, compassion, and understanding. It's a thought-provoking and unsettling thriller that will leave you reflecting on the complexities of the human mind. The cast of Boneyard delivers a beautiful performance, bringing the right intensity and nuance to their characters. The leads shine with standout performances that are both captivating and haunting. Mel Gibson, featured as Agent Petrovic, was a joy to watch. He nailed the portrayal of his character as a chill, intelligent FBI agent. Nora Setner, featured as Detective Young, also delivered a remarkable performance, adding the right emotional intensity necessary to her character. 50 Cent, portrayed as Chief Carter, was really engaging, bringing drama and life to the movie. Overall, the chemistry between the actors is undeniable, making their characters' interaction feel authentic and engrossing. Despite boasting a talented cast, the direction of Boneyard falls short and failed to impress. Hindered by a convoluted and hard-to-follow script, the writing is jumbled and marred by a series of flashbacks that is hard to keep a track of. The writing failed to deliver the suspense and action that define the genre. Instead, it bogged down the story with excessive exposition. The cinematography and visuals in Boneyard is beautiful. The visual landscape is a treat, with a keen eye for detail and a palette that is both muted and evocative. The camera work is skillful, capturing the tension and emotion of each scene with a mix of intimacy and grandeur. The use of lighting is particularly noteworthy, casting a warm glow over the characters and settings that add depth and dimensionality. The overall aesthetic is polished and engaging, drawing the viewer in and refusing to let go. While the visuals may not be show showy or ostentatious, they serve the story beautifully, creating a sense of immersion and authenticity that is hard to shake. The cinematography is a true standout, elevating the film to a whole new level. The locations are equally impressive, with a keen focus on authenticity that perfectly captures the gritty, crime-ridden environment the story aims to depict. Every setting feels live and genuine, adding a layer of realism to the narrative. The soundtrack for this crime thriller is decent and effectively complements the on-screen action, featuring sounds like Boneyard from Adam Z, with Mine by William Gray, Two Big Holes by Kyle Martin, and With This with Kenny Glenn. The score is understated yet impactful, heightening the tension and emotional resonance of key scenes without overpowering them. The music is suitably dark and moody, fitting perfectly with the film's tone and atmosphere. While it might not be particularly groundbreaking, the soundtrack serves its purpose well, enhancing the viewing experience without drawing attention away from the story. Overall, the soundtrack is a solid accompaniment to the film, adding depth and texture to the narrative without overshadowing it. It's a fitting sonic backdrop for the movie's gritty and intense world. In spite of its intriguing true crime inspiration, this thriller failed to impress critics and audiences alike. The movie received mostly negative views, with many citing its jumbled script and lack of engagement as major drawbacks. With a story based on real events, expectations were high for a gripping and intense cinematic experience. Unfortunately, the film fell short of these expectations, struggling to weave together a coherent narrative that would keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Critics noted that the pacing was slow and it wasn't as action-filled as it would be expected from a movie of such a genre. The film's inability to craft a compelling story from its fascinating source material was a major disappointment. Many reviewers felt that the movie's potential was squandered and that a more focused approach was needed to bring this true crime story to life. With a few notable exceptions, the consensus was clear: this thriller failed to thrill. Boneyard has a low rating of 4.2 out of 10 on IMDb and a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. To cap it up, the movie's poor reception was a testament to the importance of strong storytelling and careful scriptcraft, even when working with captivating real-life events. The movie felt like cheap entertainment to me, a shallow and unfulfilling experience that fails to leave a lasting impact. With a jumbled script, poor pacing, and lack of engagement, it's an easy pass. Nobody will be missing out by skipping this one. The only redeeming qualities were the cast and cinematography, which were pleasant to watch. However, even their talents couldn't salvage the film's overall shortcomings. The convoluted plot made it hard to follow, leading to a tiresome and underwhelming viewing experience. Despite its flaws, the movie might still be appealing to lovers of true crime stories, die-hard Mel Gibson fans, and viewers who want to see the movie that explores themes of crime, justice, and morality. In conclusion, this movie was a disappointing and uninspired take on a true crime story. With so many other great films out there, it's not worth your time or energy. Unless you're a die-hard fan of the cast or genre, there's no reason to bother with this lackluster thriller. And that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch the latest and exclusive movie reviews. If you have any requests, thoughts, or recommendations, just drop them below in the comment section, and we will see you in the next one.